Kelly, Executive Assistant to Chief Pastuzzi of the Coral Springs Police Department. This is the week of May 21st, and I will be in the office all week. Sorry I'm not available right now. If you need immediate assistance, please dial 954-346-1800. Otherwise, please leave your name and number, and I'll return your call as soon as I return. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Mr. Kamal, and I'm investigating an excessive force complaint against your department involving a dog bite. I want to make the chief aware that it's been over a month since the incident happened, and there's been no collection of evidence. In fact, there's been no investigation. And to be frank with you, I'm a bit stunned that someone could be injured as grievously as this person was. His name is Mr. Jules Friday, with multiple dog bites, and no one has even gone out to the crime scene to collect taser cartridges that are laying out there. There's other physical evidence, blood evidence that's out there, and I want the chief to be aware that we're keeping a clock on this to see when someone actually starts an investigation, a proper investigation into this matter. I'd like a call back from someone from your office. I'm going to call Sergeant Mangini now and see if I can get some information from him. But my number is 800-473-5097, extension 3, and I would like a call back from someone in your office, from the chief's office, that is. Thank you.
The number you have reached, 9.
You reached a voicemail of Sergeant Randy Rosenberg of the Criminal Investigation Unit. Please leave your name and number, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Good morning, Office of Professional Standards. Miriam speaking.
Hi, Miriam. This is Mr. Kamal. We spoke a few weeks ago.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and as always, our calls are being recorded. I have a question for you, and maybe you can help me. Mr. Friday and his fiance told me that they came down to the station recently to pick up a complaint form, and they got the complaint. They actually forwarded a copy to me.
Okay.
And I just have some questions both about your procedure and the initiation of the investigation. Essentially, they indicated that you want them to fill out the form, and then you guys will start the investigation. Is that correct?
I didn't speak to them directly.
Uh-huh.
Could you hold on a second and I see if I can get someone to answer that question for you?
Yeah, that would be great.
Sure.
Children and CPR classes for adults. Find out more online at watersafekids.org. The internet allows us to access a vast amount of information and even contact old high school friends, all within seconds. But the internet can also be a dangerous place, especially for teens who use websites including MySpace, YouTube, and Facebook. These websites aren't necessarily bad, but if left unmonitored, your child could be lured by predators. Let's face it, you never know who's on the... By taking an active role in your child's internet activities, you'll be ensuring that he or she can benefit from the wealth of valuable information that the internet has to offer without being exposed to potential dangers. If you have any questions, please email the police department at internetsafety@coralsprings.org or call the non-emergency police line at 954-344-1800.
Mr. Kamal?
Yes.
I have Sergeant Mangini for you. Hold on one second. I will transfer you.
Okay, thank you.
Use costly chemicals to control aquatic flamethrowers. Sergeant Mangini?
Yes, sir. Sergeant, my name is Mr. Kamal. How are you doing?
Good, how are you today?
I'm doing great. And as I told Miriam, our calls are all recorded, so I just want to make you aware of that.
So is ours.
Okay, perfect. All right, a question I had. I'm helping Mr. Friday with his complaint, and he picked up the complaint form, and I just have a procedural question and then one follow-up question. After he completes the complaint form and turns that in, what's the next step in the process? You guys will then contact him and do an interview?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so the only thing holding that up is simply him turning in that form for you.
Yeah, basically what the form is the catalyst to have our process take off. What will happen is once you turn that in, and I believe I left him a note, he can turn that in with a note directly to me.
Okay.
That way it won't need to go through the chain of command. Come directly up to my office. What I do is I work directly for the chief of police. I bring it right into him. He reviews it, and then he'll assign it out. And at that point, the investigation is technically begun.
Okay, perfect, perfect. All right, second question with regard to the investigation. When you do the interview, is that interview going to be recorded? And is that something that is done at the police station? Can he have it done at another location? Does he have to come in to do the interview, or can he do it at some place where he feels safe and comfortable?
I do all interviews here up in our office in the Office of Professional Standards. It is taped. Everything is recorded. All the officers' tapes or all the officers' statements, witnesses, anybody else will all be recorded, so it's there for public record when it's closed.
Okay, perfect, perfect. And then the last question I had has to do with the progress of the investigation. I know that some cases require a catalyst, as you mentioned. Someone has to make the formal complaint. But here's the question I have. It's evident from his injuries that he was severely mauled by the dogs, and whether that was justified or not is the question that needs to be answered. But the concern I have is that there is evidence at the scene where this happened that's going to go away. It's going to expire. Like, for example, there were taser cartridges left out there. He was tasered 3 times. That's critical to your investigation. There's blood evidence on the ground that's now dried up. It's been over a month. It's been raining, and that won't be there in a month. So even if he comes in tomorrow, you've already lost a substantial amount of evidence that's relevant to this case. And I'm wondering, even if he turns this in, is someone actually going to go out there to take pictures and interview witnesses?
Yes, we will interview any witness that has something, some firsthand information as to what happened. We're not going to talk to people who thought they heard something from someone else. If someone actually has firsthand information, by all means, we want to talk to them.
Okay, I have contact information for 10 witnesses who I'm going to be interviewing this week, and I will make my interviews available, but also their contact information if they're willing to give it. Will you talk to them?
Oh, that'd be terrific, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to talk to everybody who possibly has any information either way on this investigation.
Okay, and then with regard to the crime scene, the information that's the evidence that's on the ground, are you going to be going out, or someone's going to be coming out to look at that and take photos or diagrams where this took place?
Usually we don't know. Obviously, how long ago did this happen?
April 6th.
So we're talking a month and a half. I mean, any evidence that you say was there is going to be gone already.
Well,
So
not necessarily, because I just had them go out there a week ago, and there are still blood stains on the ground, but they're fading rapidly, and I think that needs to be collected or at least photographed. He was bitten in a number of places, and there's blood where he was being bitten. That I think needs to be collected. So I wanted to make sure you were aware of it, and I'm going to ask you directly to go out or send someone out to collect any evidence that might still be there before it is gone.
Mr. Kamel, honestly, that's not really beneficial to us. I mean, we do know that there is an injury. I know you said you have some photos or whatever of the injuries. We also have photos that we take as part of our procedure for our response to resistance. So there's no doubt there were injuries, and there's no doubt those injuries bled.
Okay.
If the blood got into grass, if it got onto a pavement, I mean, we know he was injured, and we know he bled.
Okay.
So
And
I don't really see anything else that's going to be obtained from that.
okay, so no one will go out to the scene to collect anything that might be there, including taser cartridges?
Well, sir, there's no way, if there was a taser cartridge, they were supposed to have been collected if they weren't.
Well, I have one on my.
The officers are supposed to turn them in.
I have.
For some reason, because of chaos or whatever may have happened, they didn't get them. I'm sure they're gone.
Well, I have one here in my office, and I'm just, mystified that none of this was collected. But I'll assume that you're doing your job. You weren't at the scene. I wasn't there, but I know that this evidence was there, and it's now going away, and I have some of it here. So, do you need me to mail you the cartridge that I have? Do you need that for any purpose, or it doesn't matter?
Well, no, we would be interested because actually that was supposed to have been turned in originally. If you can mail that in, that would be terrific. Or tell you what, why don't you just hang on to it for now?
Okay.
And as long as I know you have it, I know where it is.
Yes. Yes.
That would be sufficient.
Okay. All right, Sergeant. I'll talk with Mr. Friday and his fiance later today and inform them of the process. I appreciate your time, and thank you so much for being professional and courteous in your call. I appreciate that.
Okay, Mr. Kamel, take care.
You too. Bye-bye.